round Hyde Park and all that kind of stuff is really, you know, creative, to be fair with you. You know, this is why we speak to the streets and, you know, continually try to put out, you know, a message of Hyde Park being unique. It's the centre of the earth to me.
This is Shane Fenton, founder of Speak to the Streets, and somebody who holds Leeds dear to his heart, especially the area of Hyde Park. His passion and vision is to show that people from these communities access the skill and ability to transcend them and become what they want to be.
So everything that really I'm about is kind of basically a mirror of my childhood. So like growing up around here, we did have a youth club up there called Bellevue, and that was really helpful for the youth around here because we did all kind of activities and the youth workers were very good. And you know, I took on a little bit or a lot of my past, and that's what I kind of like share with the youth today.
What do you feel the legacy, as I say, Pat Reegan has left?
Well, the legacy of my mum really is the fact that she was a people's person, and she's helped so many different types of people from different walks of lives. I know it was a tragic ending, but you know, the fact that she was brave enough to get up and actually care about other people, care enough to, you know, create like marches and create kind of you know, education and create, you know, safety for people is part of my mum's legacy.
Pat Reegan was a popular, prominent figure within the community, always out there, actively working to bring communities together. The harrowing incident that happened involving Pat made worldwide news. A lot of the media coverage didn't portray it in a positive light, and this is something that Shane and his family fought to get overturned, which it was correctly done so. Now you join us outside the Royal Armouries, because I know that this building is built and designed in the memory of celebrating weaponry over the centuries. However, there's a space in there which is also looking at the destructive nature, especially in our century and our times, which I know is a specialty because it's about impacting people's lives.
Yeah, it's kind of a section that's been dedicated to you know, families that have, you know, lost people through violent crimes where weapons have been involved, and it's good that they've identified that and they've recognised and they've you know, they give the recognition to the fact that, you know, urban crimes and urban violence exists, and the fact that they've created like a scene where you can see the effects of it, and there's people in there talking about the effects it's had on their lives and such. That's the reason why it started, basically. It started from my mum, because my mum really used to speak to the streets, you know, whether she used to go to youth clubs, whether she used to go to prisons, schools. She was speaking to the streets about what's actually taking place in our communities and how to make a difference and how to change that. It is quite overwhelming, to be fair, that, you know, that my mum, you know, touched so many lives while she was here on earth. And it was really interesting to find out all the different stories that people that had and shared with my mum. It was good.
So we've been outside and we've sort of trekked through the history of yourself, but now we're in the present, and this is a cool little setup you've got, because I know that Speak to the Streets is important to you, but it's evolving. You know, people may recognise it from, you know, the dancing side, but now it's going into the music side as well. So chart us through Speak to the Streets.
Well, obviously we're about, you know, positive role models. We're about a message, and you know, we're trying to spread, you know, positive light in communities, and highlight, you know, certain issues that take place in communities. Whether it's mental health, whether it's crime, whether it's drug abuse, domestic violence. You know, we're in the studio now. This is where we do a lot of our stuff musically. So there's certain artists on board that are making really positive music, you know, with an edge to it, because that's what young people want to hear. And you know, we're channeling a lot of our positive energies through our music. And yeah, like you say, we've done all the dancing stuff. We still do the dancing stuff, but we try to cover as many bases as we possibly can. So if anybody out there is, you know, wanting to get involved musically, or any kind of support that they can offer to help us, you know, keep developing this positive energy which is in the streets, you know, get in touch with us, speaktothestreets.com.
And, you know, we started this piece with it being Black History Month. You know, we wanted to touch about what happened with your mum. How do you think your mum would feel about what you're doing with Speak to the Streets?
I think she'd be quite proud to see that. Do you know what I mean? We're not letting negativity kill us, and we're actually, you know, using it and turning it round into a positive. And you know, she'd be supporting it. She supported a lot of my events where a lot of kids came and danced and battled and performed and what have you not. She loved it. She loved to see young people channeling their energies, you know, and you know, that's what we continue to do.
Shane, thank you for your time, man. Thank you for opening up and taking us on this journey, and may it continue and be positive for you, bro.
Okay, thank you.
Lowdown Lovelies, now you're joined by one of the artists who's been supported by Speak to the Streets and is actually looking to release music on Speak to the Streets as well. So, Paddy, tell us a bit about it, man, because, you know, how did you get into rhyming, but how did you also get involved with Speak to the Streets?
Well, it goes back, obviously. I met Shane when he came to my primary school, and obviously I got into breakdancing, and obviously I did breakdancing for a lot of years, and obviously life kind of got in the way, and I grew up a bit and stuff happened, so I kind of stopped breakdancing, and then I started writing poetry, which was basically upstairs with Leeds Young Authors. So I basically took my poetry and started doing it to music, but obviously I bumped back into Shane. So yeah, I was like, yo, I'm doing music now, so... And I knew he was doing Speak to the Streets, so I said, how can I help spread the message through music? And that's basically where we're at today. I'm just pushing the music.
And what is it about Speak to the Streets, especially then, that has that positive vibe?
Guidance, to be fair. It's like when I was growing up, where I was growing up, literally there was nothing to do. So to have someone like Shane to come into the area and teach us breakdancing, it's a skill. So what it was, it wasn't like he'd speak to us about the negatives. He'd more speak about, what are your talents? What do you do, Paddy? What do you like doing? And once he found what it was that we liked, he was like, focus on that, you know what I mean? Put your energy into that. And because he taught us that tunnel vision of, if you've got a talent, put your effort into that rather than the bad-minded stuff. So it's more than just Speak to the Streets. It's more than what it is, if that makes sense. It's more than this music. It's more than breakdancing. It's more than graffiti. It's more than, there's so much more to it. But these are just ways of trying to spread the message, if that makes sense. It's so much deeper than anything, but hopefully people will get it.